Hey guys, what's up? It's Imurgency and welcome back to our channel. I know what I'm about to say may seem a little controversial, maybe not something that you should come out and say, but I'm gonna say it anyway because I'm still talking my good shit. I am not a Marvel stan. I'm just not. That's not saying that I don't like it. I just am not really that deeply involved in like the whole Marvel cinematic universe. I've seen like the movies that you need to see. I haven't seen like, well, can't even say that. I haven't seen like every single movie. I have not read the comics, but I did see WandaVision. And that's why we're here today, because we're finally making the WandaVision video. Y'all have been asking me left and right, where's the WandaVision video? Where's the WandaVision video? Because I said I was watching WandaVision. You're like, talk about it. So here we are, we're talking about it. But I'm putting a little spin on it because I've seen a lot of people talk about WandaVision and they are all very invested in the universe in the series, and I'm just not. So here are non-Marvel stans opinions on WandaVision. Oh, also, by the way, this video is sponsored by bartleby, but we'll get into that later. So WandaVision, if you haven't seen it, then I recommend that you probably should, because it is something that you don't want to miss. Now let me tell you why. WandaVision is basically about Wanda, who is Scarlet Witch. If you've seen the Avengers movies, I have seen those. This is all taking place after the events of Endgame, where people are like dead, but then brought back. And then it's just weird because you start off the show and like, it's this really retro themed, like black and white themed sitcom of just like Wanda and Vision, the two superheroes and Avengers. And you're just like, wait, what? How does this work? Didn't you, how are you? And it was just really confusing. And I will say, I was recommended this series, and they did tell me that this show is a slow start, a slow burn, and they are completely correct in that. That's like my one thing. Like, I almost dropped watching the show just because it was kind of slow. Like the first couple episodes, I was kind of like, when we get into that spicy stuff I've been told happens in this show. Just because for the first couple episodes it's in black and white, and I am not a fan of black and white. My attention span just isn't built for monochrome. It needs some colors to really attract my eye and my attention. And because there wasn't any of that, it was kind of a struggle to get through. But then eventually, thankfully, the show finally became of color. And that's when things started really popping off. Like again, I'm not trying to spoil it, but at the same time, like, it's been out for a while. You gotta catch up. If you're not gonna see it, then if stuff comes out, then not my fault, don't blame me. But each episode, like, the show modernizes a bit and like catches up to like modern real time, which I thought was really cool. I loved how they did that. Like, they took it from like the I think 50s, the really black and white style, and then brought it all the way up to like how modern sitcoms sort of do their stuff, even with like the editing and stuff, with like the confession cutaways and all of that. So chef's kiss to the show's editors. And I think honestly one of the biggest things that I like about the show is that throughout the whole scene, like the whole time, it just had me on the edge of my seat. Like, it had me like,
wait, hold on, wasn't Vision dead? How'd she magic them babies? Why did she have to blast the one black one out like that?
Because like I said, I'm not like a Marvel stan. Like, I truly had no idea what's going on. When they brought out like the Agents of S.W.O.R.D., I was like, wasn't it S.H.I.E.L.D.? Wasn't there a show Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Like, what happened there? It felt like I missed like an Avengers movie. It was just so crazy when they finally like broke the fourth wall and like explained why everything was going on. Because like that adds like a whole new layer to the show. Because then we go all like psychological. I'm not gonna get into like the specific psychology of WandaVision. Someone made a beautiful video on that, and if you wanna go check that out. But I'm gonna talk a little bit about it because I can't help it, I can't. But before we do that, let's take a quick commercial break and talk about this video's sponsor, bartleby. bartleby is every student's best friend and is basically like a 24/7 stress-free virtual writing center type beat. bartleby is an all-in-one writing help tool that offers things like a grammar and spell checker, a plagiarism checker, a preliminary score checker. Like, it really just gets it all done for you. Like, if you hate proofreading like I do, literally just chuck your draft over on bartleby's website, hit analyze, and it will automatically check your paper for any flaws that it catches. The main goal of bartleby is to improve your writing and reduce mistakes. So I don't really see a reason why you wouldn't, you know? I've been using bartleby for at least the last year, and it's been super helpful, especially not so much for school, but for like job applications. Like, if I want a final set of eyes on my draft, making sure that I don't sound stupid and have spelling mistakes, I just send it over to bartleby and they get me right every time. I should be hearing back from those internships soon, so wish me luck. So if any of that is of interest to you, you can try out bartleby today and get 1 month free by using the link in my description or by using promo code WRITE194. And after that 1 month, it's just $9.99 after. Thank you so much, bartleby, for sponsoring this video. Now let's really get into Wanda's head. So like, Wanda. She really created all of that herself. Like, she really was that traumatized, which I get it. She lost literally everybody. Her parents, her brother, her one true love, everything that she knew. So I guess I would spiral too. And like, if I could go and make my own town an alternate reality TV show, maybe I would. It's just the way that she created her whole reality and sort of took everyone's lives hostage in a sense. It's kind of just like, what can't you do? Because it just really shows, like, within a quick second, just how much that she's able to do. Like, she was able to base everything off of a sitcom and have it go through different stages just because she watched those shows going up. Like, she was able to instantly do that, and that's crazy. And I'm not trying to get into Marvel power scaling. I'm not trying to do all that because I do not want to get into it in the comments with the Marvel stans. Like, I get it. I don't want to hear any of that.
Excuse me, in comic 195 of the Avengers playbook, the Scarlet Witch actually created her own dimension. So of course she could do something of this sort.
Like, excuse me, I didn't ask. And I think we can't really talk about WandaVision without talking about one of the arguably best and most memeable characters, which was Agatha. She was just kind of in there, and for the whole time I was like, why is she in there? Like, how does she keep appearing? Like, what, how does... Like, all the times when the show would break the fourth wall, you're like, how are you breaking the fourth wall and how is no one else? And then it like reveals itself at the end. You're like, you're also a little magi, a little magical creature. You have your little fireworks and tricks and talents, except that you were put on a stake and burned. My favorite thing is definitely that reaction pic of Agatha where she just like, because the way Twitter uses that meme is just, but like, just because Agatha would always like come in and out of existence, it always gave like a red flag for me. Like, it was always like weird, like something was always off with Agatha. Like, especially that scene where she was with, I forget his name, the neighbor, where they're just like sitting there watching, he's like chainsawing down the brick road. Like, what were they really talking about then? Was she like unpossessing him to talk to him? Or was she just talking to talk? Like, what would they really talk about? But like, ever since that point, I knew something was off, and it was my biggest flex when she revealed herself as the big bad. I was like, ugh, I knew something was up. I knew something. I also think it was kind of cool how they brought back her brother. Even though it wasn't really her brother, it was kind of like, you know, the amount of dead people in that show that really just got reanimated and were just flying around and zooping around just for the witch's entertainment was weird. We need to talk about that. That is strange. Like, Vision in this show is quite literally a corpse, no husband. Well, actually that one fits. Corpse husband. And then Agatha is like reanimating her dead brother. Like, I know I keep bringing this up in like every single TV show review I do, but like, it's really giving me Riverdale. Like, it's just giving Cheryl Blossom hanging around with dead brother's body. Like, you know, and that kind of leads me into the things that okay, before I say this, chill out, take a breath. But things that I'm not particularly a fan of in WandaVision. The first thing that I really didn't like was anytime the humans were there, not like the humans, but like the human arc with like Sword. Like, I really just did not care. Like, truly, swear to God, did not care. The one thing I can say is I'm glad that the leading supporting cast of like the humans arc was like 2/3 minority. Go diversity. But like, at the same time, like, it wasn't really that interesting. Like, it was cool to like see them like try to interact and hack into Wanda's mainframe. But like, would have preferred if they would have brought themselves into Wanda's world more and sort of worked undercover behind the scenes in there, because while they're outside, there was no Wanda, there was no Vision, there was no like crazy powerful kids. Like, it just wasn't interesting, you know? Like, it was giving like the typical setup of like a Marvel movie, like the 40 minutes before like all the action. I just really wasn't here for it. And another thing that really wasn't my cup of tea was the finale. I feel like the finale was very anticlimactic. And what, that's it. It was nice. It was just kind of like weird. Like, I feel like there should have been like more happening. Like, the Agatha versus Wanda fight seemed kind of, maybe it's just because it's a show and not a movie. It just felt like there could have been more pizzazz or like more stakes. Like, really all the stakes were that Wanda was going to lose her family, and that ended up happening anyway. So like, what was really the point? I guess like not giving up your powers to the other person so they can be like Sorcerer Supreme. But like, it wasn't as emotionally tying. And I wish that the humans would have done more. Like, if you're gonna have so much time with the humans, like the second that Agatha's done, just have them be all like, all right, we've lost. At least have them have like a secret weapon. Actually, they did have a secret weapon, Vision Chrome Edition. And Vision Chrome Edition literally just talked to Vision and had a moment, was like, I am you, you are me, we are each other. And then just went off separate ways. Like, there could could have been more turmoil there. Like Corpse Husband Vision could have sacrificed himself to Vision Chrome Edition so that Vision Chrome Edition could like grow and like be like, oh, you're right. And then he could have gotten life steal that way and been like, oh. But like, no, it was just sort of like a stare off intellectual battle, and then they left. And then the humans were kind of just there. I really wish there could have been more of a threat there. It just wrapped up too nicely. Like, of course, like they had stuff for like a possible season 2, but like it just wrapped up too nicely for my taste, and I don't like that. I think some final thoughts I want to get into before I end this video are just some questions that I had, and hopefully some of you can answer those questions because I have a few. So number 1, could she not just bring back her kids? Could she not make like a smaller version? Like if she can make her own reality, can't she just fabricate her kids? Like aren't those like fake her powers too? Like can't she like make that? Especially since at the end, I'll get into this, but in the end you see her out in like some wilderness by herself, and like you see like that whole witch thing of her like chanting and stuff while the other her is like sitting on the front porch. First of all, what is that? And 2, if she can do that, why can't she just make her kids in Vision and then just chill there? Speaking of Vision, where did Vision Chrome Edition go? Where did he go, and why is he not with Wanda, given that they have the same memories? Like, what is he doing? What is he up to? Is he secretly working with Chloe and Halle on their deluxe album? Like, I need to know. Another question, what were Agent Monroe's powers? Or Rambo? What were her powers? Like, what was that? I didn't quite understand what her powers were. Unlocked them by like going through the barrier, but what exactly were they? They never really explained it. I don't know if they're trying to set it up for like something else. But like, what was that? And I think my last question is probably at that end scene, like what is that?
That's what she said. And you know what? What was that? Okay, James.
What was that little sorceress just going in the back like, excuse me, who are you? I know like it's Wanda. Is that like Wanda Sorcerer Supreme? Is that like her final form? Like, I just don't know. But those are all my thoughts and opinions on WandaVision. It truly was a good show, and I definitely recommend you watch it if you haven't already. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought of this show and what show I should talk about next. If you're new to the channel and like this content, then make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a like because those both help out a lot. Also, turn on the bell notifications so you never miss when I post. If you want to keep up more with me, you can follow me on all my social medias here at Imurgency, and also join the Discord server so you can join the conversation and be a part of this community. That will be in the link down in the description below. I also go live on Twitch 3 times a week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and occasionally on Sundays for a study stream. So if you are interested in any of that, you can go follow me on Twitch over there, over at Imurgency. And also, thank you so much, Bartleby, for sponsoring this video. Other than that, y'all, thank you so much for watching. I've been Imurgency, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.